A man wakes up in a deserted hospital. London is empty. Civilization has collapsed. 28 Days Later isn't just one of the greatest horror films of the 2000s. It reinvented the zombie genre for an entire generation. But behind the haunting images and terrifying infected, this film hides bizarre secrets and jaw-dropping behind-the-scenes stories.
Jen! Jen is infected! No! No! Jen!
Stick around until the very end, because fact number 20 will completely change how you see the movie's ending. Fact 1. The film was shot almost entirely on consumer cameras. Director Danny Boyle wanted 28 Days Later to look gritty and real. Instead of Hollywood cameras, he shot most of the film on a low-budget Canon camera, basically a camera that anyone could buy and cost about $2,000. The grainy, harsh look wasn't an accident. It made the apocalypse feel disturbingly real. And wait until you hear in fact number 5 how they really emptied out London without a Hollywood budget. Fact 2. The infected aren't zombies. Boyle hated the word zombie. In his version, the infected are still alive, just overwhelmed by the rage virus. They sprint, bleed, and scream, unlike the slow shufflers of old. This distinction not only modernized horror, it also made the threat scarier, because you're not being chased by the dead, you're being chased by the sick. This twist made the infected far scarier, because in theory, it could really happen. Fact 3. The virus was inspired by real science experiments. Screenwriter Alex Garland based the rage virus on actual studies with chimpanzees where scientists manipulated aggression. Boyle admitted the opening scene with infected lab chimps was a nightmare version of real research. The horror wasn't far from reality. Fact 4. Cillian Murphy wasn't first choice. Believe it or not, Jim could have looked completely different. The role was first floated to Ewan McGregor, then to Ryan Gosling. But Boyle wanted someone with vulnerability written in his face. Murphy's wide, haunted eyes gave the character the perfect mix of fragility and quiet strength. Fact 5. London's empty streets were filmed guerrilla style. Here's the crazy part. Jim walking through an abandoned London. How did they film it? No CGI, no fancy tricks. The crew shot at dawn on Sundays, when streets were nearly empty. Police blocked traffic for just a few minutes at a time, while the crew scrambled to grab shots before cars reappeared. The catch? Each scene had to be nailed in minutes. No retakes, no second chances. But if you think that's wild, wait until fact number 9. The day they filmed in a real supermarket with zero permission. Fact 6. Volunteers played the infected for free. To save money, many of the infected were volunteers, not professional actors. They were given red contact lenses, splattered with fake blood, and told to chase people. Some were actually medical students, thrilled to be part of the chaos. Fact 7. The music was almost completely improvised. Composer John Murphy created the unforgettable track In the House in a Heartbeat. But much of the score wasn't traditional music. It was improvised guitar riffs, distorted sounds, and building layers of noise designed to mirror panic. Boyle said he wanted the soundtrack to make your heartbeat trip over itself. Fact 8. Naomi Harris insisted on doing her own stunts. Naomi Harris, who played Selena, wanted her character to be tough and uncompromising. She insisted on performing many of her own fight scenes, including brutally swinging a machete. Her raw intensity turned Selena into one of horror's strongest heroines. Fact 9. The supermarket scene was totally real. When Jim and Selena raid a supermarket, everything you see was real. They filmed inside an actual grocery store, filled carts, and ran wild. No permits, no closed sets, just one frantic shoot before the shop opened for business that morning. But if you think that's reckless, wait until fact number 12, where an entire scene was filmed illegally on a major London road. Fact 10. The film has multiple endings. Boyle shot 4 different endings. In one, Jim dies in the hospital after being shot. In another, Selina tries to revive him using desperate CPR. There's even a version that loops back to the beginning, creating a nightmarish circle. The happy theatrical ending, where the survivors see a jet fly overhead, was only chosen because test audiences needed a glimmer of hope. Boyle himself preferred the darker versions. Fact 11. Playing the infected was exhausting. Running in prosthetics, fake blood, and heavy contacts was exhausting. Many extras overheated and had to be rotated out every few minutes. Filming those chase scenes meant constantly swapping in new infected. Fact 12. The car tunnel scene was filmed illegally. Remember the terrifying scene in the car tunnel filled with abandoned vehicles and rats? That was shot without permission. The crew placed real cars in the tunnel and filmed fast before being caught. Some of the drivers honking angrily. Those weren't extras. They were real commuters, furious at being blocked by a horror movie. Fact 13. The hospital scene was a nightmare to film. When Jim wakes up nude in the hospital, Murphy had to walk barefoot through broken glass and freezing hallways. Boyle said curious onlookers were snapping photos from nearby buildings. Murphy later joked that more people have seen him naked from that scene than from anything else he's ever done. Fact 14. Danny Boyle used real homeless people as extras. To capture a truly apocalyptic feel, Boyle cast homeless Londoners as background characters. He paid them and gave them food, but he wanted the authenticity of their presence, which added to the film's eerie realism. Fact 15. The mansion was a real house, and it flooded. The soldiers' compound was filmed in a real English countryside mansion, but partway through filming, the basement flooded. Expensive equipment was nearly destroyed, and crew members had to spend hours bailing out water just to finish the scenes. And if you think the mansion was chaotic, wait until fact number 18, when real police almost shut down the production. Fact 16. The infection spread faster than expected in real life. During production, locals thought the filming was real news. Extras running through London covered in blood caused rumors that a dangerous virus outbreak had hit the city. Newspapers even ran fake stories based on overheard chatter. The line between fiction and reality blurred long before release day. Fact 17. The ending nearly broke Naomi Harris. In the hopeful finale, Harris had to scream and wave frantically on a hill. Boyle pushed for multiple takes until her voice cracked and she collapsed from exhaustion. He used her rawest takes in the final cut, giving Selina's relief a brutal authenticity. Fact 18. Police thought they were filming a crime scene. During one shoot, police pulled over the production team after spotting dead bodies and screaming extras in the street. Officers thought they'd stumbled onto a real emergency. The crew had to prove they were making a film to avoid being arrested. Fact 19. The film revived the zombie genre. By the early 2000s, zombie films were dead. 28 Days Later changed everything. It inspired Resident Evil, Zack Snyder's Dawn of the Dead, and even The Walking Dead. Without Boyle's low-budget experiment, we probably wouldn't have had a zombie boom at all. Fact 20. The ending you know isn't the real one. Danny Boyle has said he doesn't consider the theatrical ending the true ending. For him, Jim dies in the hospital and Selina and Hannah walk away alone. The jet flyover ending was added for audiences, but Boyle insists the darker, bleaker finale is what really happened. So the ending you've believed for years, in Boyle's eyes, it never happened. Which one blew your mind the most? The illegal tunnel filming, the homeless extras, or that the happy ending might not even be canon? Drop your thoughts in the comments, smash that like button if you'd survive the rage virus, and subscribe for more deep dives into the dark side of cinema. And remember, the end of the world doesn't always come with a bang. Sometimes it starts with a whisper.